Hi, welcome to our Homestead series. We hope this will be of enjoyment and informative. We don't know everything, we don't do everything perfect, but what we do know works for us. In these economic times, people have been talking about a back to the land movement or getting back to a more simple way of life. The transformation from the comforts of city dwelling and our modern way can be a little different going back to the homestead. I won't say complicated, but there are some things that some people should know. So I hope you enjoy this series. Thank you for watching.
Today we're hilling potatoes. I'm going to show you how I do it. I just learned how to do this. I don't know how long this is going to work. I think it will. I might have to modify my machine here, but due to the size of our garden and the limited time that I may end up having, after weeding it with the tiller, as you can see, the soil is quite loose and there's maybe 2 inches or so depth on it. The last couple of years we've never really been able to get out to hill the potatoes because of the time and all, so we've had a lot of ones that were green on top. It's just waste, you know. So I decided, how can we hill these things really quick? Well, last year I had an idea of maybe trying to come up with something to follow the tiller. I started with that, but the tiller, well, it's not really designed for that. It's not able to really pull it. So I just went along with my marker system. I'll put the link to that, by the way, in our sidebar for anybody watching this. We'll say the row marker and our distance markers. I'll put them inside. So all this is basically just a wooden V-wedge that I made out of some scrap wood. And I think I used a total of maybe 12 screws. I had an old heavy-duty hinge and a block that I use for weight that I put near the front of it, as I've just discovered it works better. I'm still kind of playing with this. And just clean that off a bit to show you. All I'm really doing is running it in between the row here, and it's doing it quite nicely.
How'd you hook up the handle?
Well, come here, I'll show you. There's I had an old hinge, a heavy-duty door hinge that a guy gave me for nothing, and I just screwed it into the front of the V and screwed the bottom of the handle into it. You can see the V there. I wanted to show them the V. So I kind of did that. If anybody wants plans or something, maybe I could come up with some email. And this is just an old 2x4 that was really no good for anything else. I was probably going to burn it. And another piece of wood that I just nailed in here for a handle. And basically I just walk backwards like this.
He's doing a really nice job.
I think the secret was just to make sure the weight was more at the front to keep that point down. So, yeah.
Yeah, it brings the soil up nice and high on the one side, and then when you go down the other side, it'll do the same thing.
Yeah, I just turn around and go right beside my other row here and do the same thing on the other side. It's great if you have teenagers, you know? Put them to work. I don't have teenagers yet.
Someday.
I'm still one.
It is a lot faster than hand hoeing though.
Yeah, I might make some modifications to it. Like I just built this today, so, well, actually about an hour ago.
Now if you wanted to make the same thing but a little easier to pull, like for somebody like myself or whatnot, what would you think would be a good idea to try?
Put a motor on it.
Like what would make it slide easier?
Well,
could you put some plastic or something on the bottom to make it smoother?
Yeah, you might. Wood is pretty well best you're going to get. I think the thing is yeah, I got my old hat on. Couldn't find my other one. Anyways, I tried with a little less weight, but then it didn't really dig in enough. You might make them longer.
Mm-hmm.
There was a farm company that designed a moldboard plow, Curvlin I think it was, they made it long, and the idea was that because it was longer, the curve was less, that it would take less resistance to pull through the soil, rather than a shorter one that had a stronger curve to it. How they worked out, I don't know. I saw maybe some of guys out there use them, I don't know. But I'm thinking that if you made a longer wedge, it might make it a little easier because you're not having that quite pushing out wedge resistance on it, you know. You could try making a longer one, maybe that. But
now, is it that hard to pull, or were you already tired?
Well, it's a little bit. Like those blocks are.
Yeah, they're pretty heavy.
They're maybe 30, 40 pounds a piece. Plus, you know, you're pushing the soil, and the marker is actually harder to pull. The 2-row marker I made. So, but you see, it's just a triangle wedge going flat, just pushing the soil. This is a. If I made the marker that way, it might be easier to pull. But I'm going to build a new one anyways. So, anyways, we're just sharing that with you. I don't know if you'd want to do an acre of potatoes this way, but what do we got? This patch is maybe...
It's about 120 feet long by...
50 feet?
Yeah, about that. But it's wider at the other end.
You know, maybe a 1/16 of an acre. Not quite an eighth of an acre. I'd say our total garden space, we have an acre, so our total garden space might be 1/4 of an acre, so this might be about an eighth, something like that. But, well, there's 12 rows in it. We'll have lots. But, anyways, yeah, well, I like it. I don't know. Seems to work. My wife asked about, throughout the year, how it's going to hill. Well, I don't know yet. We'll have to find out. I could make a little higher. I can also adjust that width, too. You know, your rows go by the back, however wide your rows are going to be. And you can make little spikes and tips on the end, like a snowplow. You know, if you wanted to have a little tip coming along just at the back, just enough to push that bit over, you know, to make like a nice rounded hill, you could probably do that. But it's easy to push soil. It's not too mucky or anything, eh? So, but that's working out well, I think. Well, we've never hilled them before. This is the first year we've ever had a chance.
Well, I used to hill them with a hoe.
Oh, sure, yeah, smaller garden, whatever, but
it does take a couple hours out here to hill all these with a hoe, especially when you get many interruptions.
Well, yeah, when you have young ones too, it's harder. So, and if I'm away, you know, working. So, but anyways, well, thanks for watching our Homestead series. We'll hope to have more coming up. And as you can see, the potatoes are coming up. They're doing quite well. We've had a lot of rain lately. Maybe where I haven't hilled, you can see how they're taller, you know. But these are all whites, this garden. But we have a 2-year-old in distress.